he watched his plan hatch. "Ow!" said Ginge, the red-haired boy. He rubbed the back of his head as he bent over and picked up a paper airplane. "What is it?" asked Wally. "I think it's an airplane." "Whoa! That is a really fine model. I've never made one like that," said Farticus. Behind his boulder, Emperor Dad smiled. Yes, the parchment was a common thing among the peasants. Ginge scratched his hurt head. "I would say we've never made one this good, because all of our parchment has holes." Emperor Dad frowned. "Darn it," he cursed. "I should have thought of that." "Yeah, I guess you're right, Ginge," said Wally. "Of course I am," Ginge grinned. "Although, I would still like to see how it was made." Excited, Emperor Dad almost squealed. Yes, his plan was about to unfold. Literally. Gingerly, Ginge unfolded the parchment, careful not to tear it. He smiled at the sight of ink and shook his head happily. "Pancake, you sweet thing, you shouldn't have," smiled Ginge. "Shouldn't have what?" Pancake responded. "This note. Where did you get the parchment?" Emperor Dad winced. What was going on? "I didn't get it from anywhere. That plane wasn't mine." Ginge smirked. "Come on. Then who else would have thrown me a letter asking me out?" "Probably the clerk that was standing creepily behind you a bit ago." Behind his rock, Emperor Dad snapped his finger in frustration. Not only had he been seen, but he'd thrown the letter asking Empress Mom to dinner. He quickly found the correct letter and began folding it. Wally laughed. "Ginge, she's just trying to cover it up. Give her some time." "No, seriously, I didn't do it." Cinnamon grains began to fume from her nostrils. "Gertrude, Steve, back me up." Gertrude ran his hand through his hair coolly. "I will say that I saw a clerk, but aside from that, I don't know." "Steve?" The largest compartment unzipped and a gravelly voice escaped. "I am blind." Ginge attempted to hold Pancake's hand from across the table, but she slid it away. He smiled. "It seems that they can't back you up. Where would you like to go for this meal?" Gertrude spoke calmly. "Ginge, chill out. She said it wasn't her, so why do you think— Ah!" Emperor Dad rolled to his boulder. "Darn, wrong target. I suppose in the end one peasant is as good as any other." "Are you okay?" asked Pancake. Gertrude held his hands over his right eye. "Yeah, I think so. It hit me in the eye pretty hard, though." "Let me look at it." Steve laughed. "No, let me look at it." "Shut up, Steve. He's really hurt," Pancake scolded. Gertrude let Pancake take his hand from his face. His eye was bloodshot. "Does it look okay?" Gertrude asked. Pancake smiled lightly. "Yeah, I guess." "Is my pupil still blue?" Gertrude smiled. "I mean, that's what gets the ladies, you know." "Sure, we'll go with blue." Gertrude clasped his hand over his throbbing eye. "Darn it, that response means it isn't blue." "You'll be fine, Gertrude. Read the note," said Ginge. "Thanks for the empathy. I can't see out of my right eye, and you're worried about some paper," said Gertrude as he unfolded the plane. Gertrude, the boy, studied the paper for some time, but couldn't focus. "Here, Pancake, read it aloud. I can't read it right now." "Gladly," she smiled. "All right, here it goes. Dear peasant, please do not be alarmed by the fabric in your hand. It is known as parchment. I do hope you are literate, for it would be unfortunate if you were not. Anyways, let me get to the point. You have been selected from the beginning of time to end the Horizon War and defeat Destiny. This prophecy is not made up. Please meet me at the bridge near the end of the forest. It is the bridge known as the Bridge at the End of the Forest. There you will receive your first quest. Come alone, come prepared. E.D. For a short time, the six friends sat quietly, pondering the words that had just escaped Pancake's lips. Nearby, with his rock, Emperor Dad watched, awaiting the children's next move. "Who do you suppose the ED stands for?" asked Gertrude. Pancake licked her sugary finger. "Emperor Dad is what I would bet. That explained the Clark that threw the paper planes." "Nah, there's no way, sweetie," said Ginge. "Stop calling me that! I'm not your sweetie!" "Do you guys think it is real? Like, legit?" asked Wally. Farticus ceased picking his nose. "Of course it is real. The letter itself said it wasn't made up." The others shrugged, for they didn't know if it was real. Ginge grabbed the letter from Pancake's hand. "I don't know if it's real or not, but I know that this was meant for me, and traveling to the bridge at the end of the forest doesn't take long if you know your way around." Ginge smirked. "I could be there by sundown." "It hit me, Ginge. It is mine," said Gertrude, almost losing his cool. "No way! The first one hit me!" Gertrude stood, holding his eye. "You thought the first one was from Pancake! And now, I've changed my mind. So if you want to find out who it was meant for, I suggest you make your way to the bridge, too." Ginge laughed. "Good luck, blindy." "Hey, don't bring me into this!" Steve bellowed through his largest zipper. Gertrude patted the backpack. "He was talking to me." Calmly, Gertrude sat back down and held his hurting eye. With his left eye, the boy watched Ginge walk toward the forest. Pancake patted him sweetly. Ginge didn't get far before his friends decided they wanted in on the action. So Farticus and Wally stood up. Cupping their hands to their mouths, they yelled to Ginge, "Hey, what about us?" "Sorry. The letter said to come alone," the red-haired boy called back. The two didn't argue, for they knew Ginge wouldn't give in to their pleads. Lowering their heads sadly, the funny-named boy and the boy not worth describing left the wooden table. "What are you going to do, Gertrude?" asked Pancake. The boy laughed at the girl, picked up the backpack, and spoke. "I'm going to the bridge at the end of the forest, but not alone. Are you coming?"